Mabuhay Manila. Today we have another comparison video in our hand. We are going to put the Realme 10 Pro Plus against Oppo's latest Oppo Reno 8T 5G. They both offer the same AMOLED Edge display paired with a 120Hz refresh rate. Both are equipped with a 108-megapixel primary shooter and run on Android 13. Aside from those mentioned specs and features, we will dive deeper into what makes each phone better than the other. Let's begin. The Realme 10 Pro Plus and the Oppo Reno 8T 5G are both mid-range devices equipped with different chipsets. Oppo Reno 8T 5G is equipped with a Snapdragon 695 5G chipset, while the Realme 10 Pro Plus is equipped with a MediaTek Dimensity 1080. Both are 6nm chipsets, but according to the paper, the Snapdragon 695 5G chipset is more power efficient. Another factor when it comes to mid-range devices is their display. As I mentioned earlier, both devices boast an AMOLED curved edge display paired with a 120Hz refresh rate. There are other features included on their display, but we will talk about them later. First, let's focus on their design. In terms of build, they are the same. They have very close similarities when it comes to dimensions and weight. Oppo is a bit thinner and a bit lighter compared to the Realme 10 Pro Plus. As for their buttons around the frame, Realme has its volume rockers on the right side along with the power button, while the Oppo Reno 8T 5G is located on the left side. The SIM tray for both devices is located at the bottom. They both have dual SIM slot but doesn't have a dedicated slot for microSD. However, Oppo offers expandable storage of up to 1 TB, while Realme doesn't have one. Since the design is subjective, we will be picking our design of choice. For us, Realme 10 Pro Plus is more appealing. Don't get me wrong, Oppo does have a flashy look, but we tend to lean toward a more simple and more basic design. However, both devices do look premium. Both offer a matte feel with a glossy look which is eye-catchy. Realme offers an HDR10 Plus feature, while Oppo has an Asahi Glass AGC display protection. Viewing angles for both devices are decent. They also have sharp and crisp colors on their display, although Oppo has a bit of a warm tone. Moving forward to their cameras, both devices boast a triple camera setup, with 108 megapixel as their main shooter. Realme has an 8 megapixel ultra-wide, while Oppo has a 2 megapixel microscope lens, and they both offer a 2 megapixel depth sensor. As for their camera quality, the 108 megapixel primary shooter for both devices shoots an impressive image. As you can see in this first sample image, the highlight of the Realme 10 Pro Plus was a bit blown out, while the Reno 8T has a balanced output, but details are more visible on the Realme 10 Pro Plus. In this next sample image, Oppo has a bit of flare, while Realme outputs more true-to-life colors. Oppo looks pale and light, while Realme has decent sharpness and impressive color distribution. The same goes for the sample image. We will skip the ultra-wide since Oppo doesn't offer one. Taking photos at night is good on both smartphones. They light up the environment despite the low light. But Realme outputs more colors and details than the Reno 8T. There are photos that both devices can't capture well, but Realme still offers a bit more details than the Reno 8T. As for their selfie camera, the 16-megapixel selfie of the Realme 10 Pro Plus outputs a true-to-life skin tone but has its highlights slightly blown out, while Oppo has the same true-to-life skin tone but with more balanced highlights. In terms of video recording, Realme is more flexible since it can shoot videos up to 4K at 30 frames per second, while Oppo can only go up to 1080p at 30 frames per second. Realme does have an ultra-steady feature while Oppo doesn't. Now let's move forward on what's under their hood. Realme 10 Pro Plus is equipped with a MediaTek Dimensity 1080, while the Oppo Reno 8T 5G has a Snapdragon 695 5G. Both devices run on Android 13 with Realme UI 4.0 for Realme 10 Pro Plus and ColorOS 13 for the Reno 8T. Gaming on both devices is decent and offers fewer lags, however, maintaining a stable 60 frames per second. Now as for their battery, Realme is backed with a 5000 mAh of battery while Apple only has a 4800 mAh capacity. Both devices are paired with 67-watt fast charging. Juicing up the Realme 10 Pro Plus took about 43 minutes, while the Oppo took about 47 minutes. Despite the smaller battery capacity, it surprisingly took a few more minutes than the 10 Pro Plus. Picking the right mid-range smartphone would be a tough task since you have to do intensive research to justify its value. As for these two devices, there are features that one of them offers but the other doesn't, but the gap between the difference of both devices is not that huge. They offer almost the same quality camera, same flawless display, battery capacity, and charging speed. The device that we can recommend is the Realme 10 Pro Plus. It has an additional feature on its display despite the lack of display protection: a good quality camera output. Although the 2-megapixel microscope sensor of the Oppo is quite unique, I don't really see how a regular user can utilize it. As for their pricing, the Realme 10 Pro Plus is priced at 24,999 pesos for 12 GB of RAM plus 256 GB of storage, while the Oppo Reno 8T5G is priced at 23,999 pesos for 8 GB of RAM along with 256 GB of storage. So which of the two devices would you pick? Let us know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you will be updated with our future content. Also, don't forget to visit manillashaker.com for more tech news, reviews, and comparison of the latest device. Once again, we are Manila Shaker and Mabuhay Manila.